When I was a teenager, I dreamt of being a model or a singer, someone famous anyway. I also wanted to become a sex educator. Fast forward 20 years and 25 kilos later, I'm not exactly catwalk model material, but one of my dreams did come true. I became a sex educator to teenagers and sex coach for adults. Back to my sweet 16 days in 1990s Poland. At the time, my fantasies alternated between traveling the world for fashion photo shoots and standing in front of a classroom teaching kids about condoms. I felt this calling to become the sex teacher so early in my life because I saw firsthand how taboos around intimacy had life-changing consequences. It hurt me to see girls at school who had to drop out because of an early pregnancy. Later in my life, I got really angry whenever I realized how many women I knew had never experienced the power and beauty of an orgasm because someone told them sex was sinful and wrong. We make sex complicated, don't we? We're always too busy, too old, or married for too long to just enjoy it. I've made it my mission in life to talk about intimacy with ease and humor, to simplify and make room for actual fun. These are the fundamentals of good enough sex. I've been using this term in my coaching practice to better explain to clients that it doesn't have to be perfect every single time. It is my pleasure to share some of these lessons with you today. How many of you here are parents of kids between the age of 8 to 13? And how many of you think it's still too early to have the talk about sex with them? Well, if you do, think again. Here is a quick reality check from someone who knows. Teens get exposed to pornography earlier than you think these days. I got asked by a primary school boy once if it was normal to grow pubic hair. Do you know what he said to me? But ma'am, they don't have hair down there in porn, right? If you really want to help your child go through puberty safely and happily, the best thing you can do is heal your own sexuality and your relationship, if you are in one. We are the models of behavior for our children, plain and simple. If you have a lot of shame in you, if your relationship is falling apart, if deep down inside you feel hurt and betrayed, and you hate women, or you hate when, your kid will notice, and they will learn. Did your toddler master eating with fork and knife by listening to stories about it? No, they learned by your example. I know it's easier said than done. Being a model of positive sexuality when you are so exhausted by raising those kids, right? According to the Gottman Institute, within 3 years of the birth of a child, 2/3 of couples say the quality of their relationship declines. Yep. I am a mother of 3 children, 1 human and 2 furry cats. Me and my husband live in a foreign country with no family around to help us. We are in a very fragile moment of our lives right now. For us with children, finding time and energy for sex can be a true challenge. Not to mention the space. Do you know what is the most popular bedroom position for parents? No, it's not 69. It's a letter H. H as in, hell no, honey, no sex for us tonight, because our toddler had another nightmare kind of H. My own marriage is no different. We are both busy and tired, and still there is this sexual energy between us, and we are a happy couple. So what is our secret, you might ask? Well, we live by the principles of good enough sex. For example, we understand that this is normal and this too shall pass. When something goes wrong, as it often does, we just laugh about it and we take it easy. We will try another time because we share one belief, that sex is important. Oh, and one more thing. We use our mouth a lot. And I know what you're thinking, but what I mean here is that we use our mouth to talk. We discuss our bedroom problems as they happen, and we look for ways to solve them, because sex is learnable. If you are getting annoyed by me right now, I get it. You may be thinking, but she's been trained to talk about sex. She makes it look too easy, right? People who come to me for help are the same. No one taught them how to talk about this stuff. I had a client once who called her genitals down there. She never had an orgasm because she didn't know what she liked and how to communicate it to her partner. During our work together, I didn't ask her to get rid of shame or to start using words like vagina before she felt comfortable to do so. Instead, I encouraged her to learn more about her own needs, and I also told her that she didn't need to wait to be Madonna-level liberated to start a conversation with her partner. You can feel shy and uncomfortable and still talk about sex, on one condition. You are ready to admit to yourself and your partner that you do feel shy or uncomfortable. Being authentic with another person is a great way to build intimacy. As we enter adulthood, there is this expectation we ought to know everything about sex and just do it. We should magically guess what our partner wants in bed. I don't know, maybe we've just overdosed on Harry Potter. If only there was a magic wand that would reveal our lovers' fantasies. Wouldn't you like that? Are you sure you're ready for the truth? Well, here it comes. In 1973, a book, My Secret Garden, was released. It was a collection of women's sexual fantasies compiled by Nancy Friday. Some of these stories might surprise and shock you even today. Take Francesca, a happy wife and mother of 3. She likes to get off by imagining herself being sold as a slave to an older king. To prove her worth, she pleasures him in front of the whole court. Everybody masturbates. Oh, and one more tiny detail. She also makes love to her own mother, who is the one selling her as the slave. Or Sandra. Sandra is busy raising 6 children with her husband, Tom. Sandra likes to imagine being caressed by a giant black octopus. It is a common misconception to think that we want to experience everything we fantasize about. Thinking about going to bed with someone doesn't mean cheating, especially if an octopus is involved. It takes great trust to confide your deepest desires to your partner, and trust is an important element of intimacy and the cornerstone of good enough sex. As we age, the biggest sexual taboo becomes the sex itself. Have you ever seen a porn film featuring actors in their 60s or 70s? Mind you, these movies do exist, but you have to go to the depths of internet to find them. Older people do it too, just not as often as before. A 2007 study published by the New England Journal of Medicine revealed 26% of people aged 75 to 85 remain sexually active. With the availability of pills solving men's erection problems, intercourse remains on the menu until the very end. And what about women? I got great news for you, ladies. Our orgasmic capacity does not decline with age, as long as we nurture it. It's not an exaggeration to say that sex is like a muscle. It needs to be exercised to serve us well. Easy for you to say, lady, you might react, but I have a stressful job, mortgage to pay, and 3 kids to feed, or a Labrador. I hardly have time to take a shower these days. Well, here is a gentle reminder for you. Good enough sex is easy. It's not supposed to be stressful. It's not a household chore. It's supposed to be fun, for goodness sake. Why not treat the bedroom as a playground? Adults have a right to play too. We have our own special toys. You know how colorful they are today. You could put them on your coffee table. What else happens at the playground? You experiment and you make mistakes. You fall off that seesaw. You make a failed attempt at going down the slide, head down. You know the drill. And what do you do next? You get up and do it all over again. This is how you learn. So here's my tip for you. Next time you can't get an erection or you have another sexy accident, just laugh about it. Hug, get some sleep, hug some more, and try again. Remember, in sex, there is always hope. Chances are it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be good enough. Enjoy the playground.